Nice and easy today. Chest and triceps. It's very clangy in here, isn't it? It's what you find when you're filming with Steve. We'll keep the conversations to a minimum. But we started a cut today. Cut's going to probably be about 8 weeks. We're off to get a Dexa scan, a body scan, about 12-ish. He said I shouldn't train, but I don't know how it's going to impact the just walking there full as a house. But I'll fast. I'm training faster today. We'll go through calories and the game plan and kind of what I want to get out of this 8 to 10 week cut when I'm back at home.
Say what you mean by saying goodbye to this. Ain't no silence in evolution, no minusing. So what do you mean in saying goodbye to this? In my blood's an undying drive that I'm riding with. Forget it all, y'all done got me in a bad mood. This triple digits, my recognition is past due. Stay progressing, I hit the scene like it's act 2. No take 2, kill it once and I'm acting brand new.
I'm very tempted. The bodybuilder in me is thinking, well, if you're coming off in December completely, Tom, why not have another little blast? No, you smirking. I'm done with going out for the summer, sort of. So I'm like, I've got a nice six to 8 week run. Maybe push things up a little bit, see where we can get, and then, but we'll see. We'll see how bloods come back on Friday. Hey. 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 Like I mentioned in the previous video, the kind of benefit of these maintenance phases is enjoyment through training just goes through the roof and a spike. So even instances whereby we're in a new or a different facility, different gym, we can just look at the equipment and go, like, we've got 6 to 8 sets for chest, opened up 2 on the pec fly, 1 on the incline press. Now I've kind of got 2, 3, 4 sets to kind of create something. So usually want to get in a flat press. We're doing triceps, so we can kind of incorporate some form of chest and tricep movements on that dip. So what we'll do is we'll do a little chest circuit. What I've been doing a lot of at the moment at the end of my sessions is tagging on like a finisher. So leg finisher, chest finisher, back finisher. Or I think with David Lloyd, with one of my boys, Josh, we'll go and do like a particular circuit based on that area. So like arms, for example. So today I think we'll do a flat press, we'll do a dip, and then we'll just do some press ups. And then we'll jump onto some tricep work. So 12, 10, 8 on that. 12 flat press, 10 dip, 8 press up. Do 3 circuits. Basically, it's like CrossFit, innit, basically?
Saying goodbye to this pace. I'm not a V1, V2, I'm a V8. New and improved, turning every street to a clean slate. I beat a beat break each day without seeing breaks. Human harm when I'm revving, stay out my path. New parts in my engine, premium gas, don't think the past tenses. And this the sound that'll wake up the neighborhood. I won't talk when the paper cut up the price, man, I maybe should, I done switched gears, now they watching the kids still posing like lit deers. Vibrate your soul when it's hit.
Thankfully been blessed from the genetic gods, so I don't have to do much shit on my chest. So that's why, like I said, the Monday sessions just in and out. The first episode of Ask TMC should have gone out by now. So within that, we're talking about productivity and working most when you are most productive. That's why these Monday sessions are just short, sharp. So chest done. We'll do 6 sets for triceps now, and then make our way to body scan. UK. 2, 3. I reckon we're looking to cut down about 3 or 4 key. I haven't weighed myself in weeks, so I actually don't know where I'm at. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this body scan comes back at. But just looking at my Bayer round 2 trip, that particular condition, I just want to tighten up a little bit. But I think the benefit of having such a long period for cutting 8 weeks, we can still be relatively flexible, not impede on any tissue loss either, and just be nice to give you lot an insight into how you can achieve a certain body composition without having to go full fucking contest prep mode.
This tier, I know the world keeps spinning if I don't ever try. So I'll make the name rain forever and never dry. A speed demon, the way I'm reaping, I'll tell you why. I move too fast for the moment, shorty, it's hello, goodbye. I got too much of this passion, I won't let it slide. Whoever I was in the past, things I set aside. A speed demon with deeper meaning, I'll tell you.
So, we'll do drop set on this. 2 drop sets. Cool. Hi, mate. Go on, mate, in that shot? Yeah. Looks like you're nowhere near me. This is why I love social media and doing what I do. I was on the tube today. This weekend, I've been basically looking at different fabrics and different companies that can go from sort of literally ground up. I don't want to go down, I'm talking about clothing here, I don't want to go down the merchandise route again of just kind of finding a t-shirt and slapping a logo on. So I'm talking go to fabrics, go to different events, do a bit of networking. So I spent the last couple of days looking at that. And then some guy came over today and was like, oh, I follow your channel. I was like, brilliant, thank you so much. I said, what do you do? He said, I'm a tailor, I'm a men's fashion designer. I was like, oh, fuck. The universe, it works in mysterious ways, I'm telling you. This year, everything happens for a reason. So he was like, what would work really good is this, this, and this. And I want to get into 2 pieces and do very kind of unique, small drops. Obviously, we've still got the contacts from Truman Brewery, so the ability to get like a pop-up shop and do like a single day and come down. So watch this space. Statera London. Coming soon.
I'm a big deal to my little bro. So don't stress, yeah, keep them real close. Shorty do the most, she should chill though. They just wanna snack you a meal though.
Oh. Cheers. Take care, mate. Guess my body fat. What are you saying? I reckon about 20?
Nah. 15 if you're lucky.
Stone Health Clinic. If he asks, we trained this morning. Philip, what's his name? Philip? I called him Peter. Bollocks. Did a couple of shows in, was it June, July time, Gigi? I think it was end of June, and I've just been literally in somewhat of a maintenance phase for the last 6 or so weeks, kind of enjoying summer.
Right.
And then now we're going into an 8 to 10 week, not aggressive, but just quite a flexible cut for the summer, for the winter, sorry, for December. So just be to get some readings now.
Okay.
Go into a very small deficit.
Right.
Track it, progress, and then look to come back and we can kind of compare.
Okay, so what state do you hope to be in 10 weeks' time?
Probably about 4 or so kilos lighter.
Right, so lower fat.
Yeah,
and
but
maintaining or maybe a bit of muscle build.
Correct. Yeah,
right,
that's
okay,
right.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
So just by way of the channel and what you say.
Yeah.
education and make it valuable. Can I just come in a second?
Yeah, yeah.
So all I was going to show you, what I kind of keep banging on about is this body fat percentage versus, body fat percentage is not the best measure.
No, of course not.
So, so here are two guys, this isn't a YouTube video we made actually.
Yeah.
So here are two guys with exactly the same body fat percentage, right? But when we look at fat for height, so this guy here, he's in the worst 25%, right?
Sure.
But the best 5% for muscle.
Amazing.
This guy has got exactly the same body fat percentage, but he's in the lowest 25% for fat, and he's in the lowest 5% for muscle.
Yeah.
So completely different, body compositions. And then this is actually me, right? And this is a assisted bodybuilder, right? So, he, his fat for height is 4.7. It's actually higher than the skinny guy, but his body fat percentage is 7 points lower.
Sure. Okay,
right?
I got you.
So, and I've got the lowest fat of all of these.
Yeah, I was going to say you're very lean.
3.48.
Wow.
Yeah. But I've got low muscle, right? So because I've got low muscle, I've still got, where am I? So I'm pretty much the same as, that's you actually, last time.
Okay, yeah.
Right, but.
When was this last time?
So there, 4th of October.
4th of October, nearly 2 years ago. Okay.
So this assisted bodybuilder, as we say, is he's looking to go on a cut.
Okay, cool.
His is, so just so you know, the natural. Do you want me to, if I mention steroids or anything, or not? I don't know.
My whole channel is predicated on being open about gear.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the natural threshold for this number is 25.
Okay.
So once we get to 25, we kind of assume that someone's on gear.
Sure.
And so this is kind of, it's different on mine. Well, he's in the top 1%, in the 99th percentile when it comes to
113.
Is that fat-free mass index?
It's kind of. So our fat-free mass index is a lean mass index insofar as we take bone out. So why do you ask? Is that
Just because fat-free mass index is like BMI for people that take gear or don't take gear. Because if you're over 25 on a fat-free mass index, then you probably take gear.
Yes, yeah, but you can see. So his BMI is obesity 2, obesity 1. Sorry, yeah. So anyway, they're there, and we can look at it next time or whatever it might be.
Perfect.
I'll be taking your. We can do this beforehand if you like. I don't know how much you want to do. What do you want to? What's your kind of output from today? Just the results or nothing at all?
Results, weigh, and I haven't weighed myself in weeks.
Okay.
I've just literally been sort of almost intuitively eating and having a good time. So
Okay.
it's time to crack on and
Okay.
shift a bit of body fat, I suppose.
All right.
Total trust, yeah, I keep them real close. Shawty do the most, she should chill though. Ain't just wanna snack, you a meal though. Everybody stand, this is real low. I told them aim high like a field goal. I'ma get a house in the hills, just to rent it out for the skrill.
Okay. So Tom, this is your result. You were last in 2 years ago. 2 years ago, 2019. And you've put on nearly 7 kilos in weight. All right, so you're keen obviously to know what that is. So this is a progress page here.
Yeah.
And only less than a kilo of it was from fat.
Okay.
Okay, so about 6 kilos or so more was lean.
Nice.
All right, so the blue area here is your lean mass, and you can see that the yellow strip is pretty much
amazing.
Pretty much the same. Okay, so happy with that result?
Very. I think did I compete in 2019 as well? 2020. I need to look back and try and figure out because I prepped this year. Started prep in January. So yeah, over the duration of 2 years, that's not bad going.
Yeah, not bad. Okay. So what I'd like to do is just kind of plot some of your results because that will give more meaning.
Yeah.
Now, as I say to all our clients here, what we try and do is we try and move beyond body fat percentage.
Of course.
Everyone obsesses about body fat percentage. It's the number that everyone wants to know about. But the problem with body fat percentage, and I've got some old scans here, is that it's affected by how much muscle you have.
Sure.
So if you've got very high muscle, then of course a smaller percentage of you is going to be fat.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll plot your body fat percentage. So here's our population. This is nearly 8,000 male clients. So the biggest Dexa database in the UK.
Amazing.
So you're 27 years old. Here we are on the fat table. So 27 years old, your body fat percentage is 15.6. So you can see that you fall probably right inside between those two numbers. So you're in about the 15th percentile.
Okay.
So it means your body fat percentage is better than 85%.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if we take lean mass out of the equation, the numbers we focus on are your fat for height, known as your fat mass index, and your muscle for height, known as your lean mass index. Okay. So your fat for height is this number here, 4.65, and now you can see you don't do nearly so well.
Okay.
All right. So to spell it out, for your height, you carry more fat than 35% of the men in that age group. All right, and that is the problem with body fat percentage.
Sure.
Because your muscle is high, you numerically push your body fat percentage down.
Of course, yeah.
So this is the number that's really more important.
Okay.
Okay. So as for where you want to be, I mean, I would say that a bodybuilder of your age, 27, wants to be around, you know, the 10th percentile or lower. Any kind of competitive sport, when it comes to body fat, you want to be around 3.5, and you're currently sitting at 4.6.
That's all right. We'll make a change to that.
Yeah. So what we can do actually is I'll tell you how many kilograms of fat that is in a minute.
Okay. Perfect.
All right.
That'll be very handy.
I won't dwell on these numbers, but these tell us about your fat distribution.
Sure.
So actually, because you're, well, I don't know why, it's just genetic.
I think I've got female fat distribution.
Yeah, you do, yeah. So you can see there you carry more higher fat percentage in your legs than you do in the upper body. And there's not much difference between your android male fat area and your female thigh fat area. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of better insofar as you'll see your abs quicker, you can see your abs, but everyone's fat distribution is completely different.
Sure.
All right. Just out of health reasons, this number here is your visceral fat, standing at 63. We like that number to be below 100.
Okay.
So it's in the normal range. Perfect. So at 63, 64. Now, you are here, okay? And that's quite high. And having had another jacked bodybuilder in, shall we say, he also had much higher visceral fat than we'd expect. And I say it's high because we normally expect your visceral fat to be in line with your fat for height. Okay. So we might expect it only to be around 54, something like that.
And that adjustments to be that can be made along with
dieting,
I suppose, or
yeah. So you know, your gear may be bringing that up. I can't comment on that, but your visceral fat is responsive to how much fat you carry overall. So if you have lower body fat, which you have pretty low body fat, but when it gets lower, that will move with it.
Sure.
Visceral fat is metabolically active, so it means it responds directly to the exercise, just like your muscles grow directly from the gym work. The fat you can pinch doesn't respond to exercise. This just responds to the calorie imbalance.
Of course.
So it's just something to keep an eye on. We certainly want it to be below 100, and it's not not far away, but on the table there, it's looking a few percentiles higher.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. If we jump then to the lean table, essentially the muscle table, the lean mass index, this is essentially muscle for height, is 24. Okay, now there's a natural threshold on that number of 25. At 25, then we think somebody's on steroids.
Yeah, sure.
Okay? So your lean mass index at 24, let's plot that on the table, and 24, you can see you are way up here. Okay, so above the 90th percentile, probably 95th. So again, to spell it out, you carry more muscle for your height than 95% of all the men in that age group.
Amazing.
Okay, so really, really good.
Are you still not either at 24?
Yeah, well, I've been, so I'm 7-8 weeks post-show, so in terms of adjusting testosterone dose, I would be considered a natural at this.
Right, okay.
So the last 7 or 8 weeks post-show, I dip back down into what would be considered a cruise, so.
Okay, just
TRT.
All right, so just out of interest, so in fact, if I plot the other numbers on here, this was last time 2 years ago, so just out of interest. So your body fat percentage was 15.7, so you see.
About the same.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So your body fat percentage is about the same, but
visibly I look a lot leaner compared to, I think 2 years ago, around October time would have been, I need to see where I'm at in terms of.
So your fat for height was about here.
Okay.
So you put on a little bit of fat,
but
you've put on a lot more muscle. So 20. It doesn't show really on the table, but we can see here from the actual amount. You put on like 6 kilos or so. Of muscle.
Perfect.
And your lean index has risen, as we say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Incredible.
All right. Just have a look at some of the individual numbers. So this is interesting for someone like you. So you carry 76 kilos of lean mass, and just out of a kind of reference point, I'm away about 69, 70 kilos in total.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you're carrying as much lean as I weigh. It surprises a lot of people, but the bone, the weight of the skeleton is very low. It's only 3.2 kilos. A lot of people guess.
Every bone.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah. So a typical male skeleton is about 2.5 to 3.5, female 1.5 to 2.5. So people often guess about 20, 30 kilos or so. So as a actual amount of fat you're carrying 14.7 kilograms of body fat.
So that'll be interesting to compare in 8 weeks' time.
Yeah, so between, I would say, I mean, you're quite tall, but between 10 and 15 kilos is what I call low fat.
Okay.
I can tell you that I'm carrying, again, just for reference, I'm carrying about 10.6.
Okay.
So you're carrying about 4 kilograms of fat more than I am.
Sure.
Okay, but you're taller.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So yeah, there's your progress page.
Amazing.
You have very high bone density, so you're never going to break a bone as far as I'm concerned. Do you want to look at what we believe your resting calories are?
Yeah, that would be very interesting actually.
All right. So we're going to do that by looking at a formula that uses your lean mass, which we can only get from a Dexa scan.
Yeah.
Your RMR,
Yeah.
based on your lean mass, is very high. It's 2,015 calories, so 2,000 calories.
Okay.
Okay. Does that surprise you?
So resting metabolic rate in terms of that's caloric intake per day of me just being completely sedentary?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So lying on this table for 24 hours and just breathing.
Yeah.
All right. So why did you ask? Because it seems low?
No, just because I've been sort of maintaining around about the sort of 2,800 calorie mark at the moment.
Okay. So let's add, now we add your activity.
Of course, yeah.
So, I mean, I'll show the activities.
Yeah.
Now, you can see there that light activity is 2.8.
Yeah.
All right. Moderate activity is 3,100.
Wow.
So, you know, it's a formula at the end of the day.
Of course.
And you might be between them. But as you can see, so now, just on the activity, you'll know, Tom, that a lot of guys think, you know, I go to the gym 3 times a week, do an hour, and I'm moderately or very active. I say to everyone, there are 168 hours in a week, and you're in the gym for 3 of them.
Of course.
You're working harder than pretty much all of those people.
Yeah, yeah.
But nevertheless, you know, yeah, the actual weight session doesn't burn many calories.
Correct.
So
Even tracking through basic equipment, though, you notice that doesn't burn.
yeah, you know, if you've been maintaining, I mean, if you know you're maintaining, then that's your kind of
course,
your acid test, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to weight loss, you know, I say to most people, you know, whatever the formula says, whatever the number or the Fitbit says, if you're not losing weight, you're not in a deficit.
Precisely.
Okay. All right.
Interesting. So with your light activity at 1 to 3 days per week, that's 2,700. I've been maintaining around about 2,800, and then slightly higher on a Saturday and Sunday if I'm having the Dominoes, whatnot. But in terms of like an average week, if I pull food down on a Friday, for example, then to give me the ability. But yeah, that's very interesting.
So what would you say your activity is now in this period that you're maintaining at 2.8?
I mean,
Tell me what you do on it.
So I train 5 days a week.
Okay. All right.
I train 5 days a week, and then in order for me to keep food consistent on rest days, I will shoot for around about 300 calories cardio, just so we kind of
half an hour or so running.
Yeah. I'll do like a kind of WOD or like just a high intensity interval kind of style.
Sure.
And then Sundays are just my complete rest and recovery days. So
okay. I mean, you know, moderate activity, you're working out very hard,
Yeah.
so you might indeed be at moderate activity, which is more like 3-1. But you know, metabolisms between people don't vary very much.
Sure.
So people talk about high metabolism, low metabolism.
I've noticed,
It's not much. It's 200 to 300 calories. But if it was a change, again, we're still within
cool.
that 300 calorie.
Yeah, because I've been around about that 2,800 calorie mark per day for this next 8 weeks. So obviously we'll make adjustments throughout each week.
Yeah.
But I'm probably be shooting at around about 2,600 calories for week 1 and see how scale weight is going on.
Okay.
On that.
I mean, just looking at your progress, I know it was 2 years ago that you came, but if that was a shorter period of time, I mean, that would have been a great result, right?
Yeah,
you put
of
on
course.
5-6 kilos of lean for less than a kilo of fat. We typically see, so people who want to build muscle, guys go away and they come back 1 for 1. So you've gained a kilo of lean and a kilo of fat. When it comes to fat loss, we typically see 3 for 1, 3 kilos of fat loss for 1 kilo of lean. Look, I'll go back to here, right? Because we're fitting your calories at about 2.8. So now let's have a look at a potential target for you. All right. So on the page here, we've got your fat index of 4.6. Okay, and your lean index of 24. So remember, I said your fat for height put you up in the 35th percentile. And a better place for you to be would be probably about there.
3.5.
Okay, 3.5. So if we start to lose body fat, we're looking for your fat mass index to fall by about 3.5 kilos.
I mean, I said at the start of the video I want to shoot for around about sort of 90 key.
Okay.
In terms of the
3.5 to 4.
3.5.
So competition would probably be more like 4. If we go to 4, you see just a little bit lower.
Cool.
All right. So let's set it at 4. Right, round number. And here we've got an idea of dropping that fat loss. So because it's not very much, you know, if you were going at this pace of half a kilo a week,
Yeah.
550 calories a day,
Sure.
it still leaves you a lot to eat.
Yeah.
We can set it to 10,
Yeah.
so you can eat a little bit
2,300.
more, 2,300
Yeah.
or so.
Very interesting.
Okay.
Very, very
And a very
interesting.
manageable deficit.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, considering that's quite a large deficit in the grand scheme of things when you talk about, you know, so that's a 440 calorie per day deficit.
Per day deficit.
Okay.
I mean, you're lucky, right? Because you've got so much lean mass,
Yeah.
and most calories are burned by lean mass,
Yeah,
organs included.
sure.
You've got a nice lot of headroom before you even start.
Of course.
Right? Lying on the table, you've got 2,000.
Yeah.
We have a lot of guys come in, that's only 1,500.
Yeah.
I had a woman in recently, it's only 1,000.
Really?
Right? 1,000 calories. She's sedentary, so it's only like 12 so it's only about 1,200 calories.
Yeah.
And she's got no headroom from which to
No, of course.
create a deficit. So you're lucky. I mean, you know, lean mass may not be the fat busting inferno,
No,
but it
of
certainly
course.
helps.
Yeah, it's certainly over exaggerated as well. You post pictures on the stage and they go, "Oh, you must be 5% body fat."
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Doesn't work like that.
Yeah, no. So yeah, 4 kilos in 10 weeks leaves you about 2,300.
Amazing. Incredible.
Okay. All right.
Incredible. Well, thank you so much for that.
That's
It's
okay.
Very, very interesting indeed.
All right.
So we'll see you in about 8 or so weeks' time.
Yes, yeah. Look forward to it.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Lose some of that fat.
I will do, yeah.
Hope you're getting-
No more dominoes for me.
Okay.